good, y'all? This is SA. I know it's been a while since I posted my last devlog video, and I know maybe a few of you all are probably looking for an explanation as to where I've been. Anyway, I've been working on Guardians of RPG in the background, and I finally have some updates that I'm ready to share with you all regarding the game's progress. For this video, we're going to be focusing on the cutscene updates and the Interactable Objects update. So without further ado, let's get into it. In the last devlog video that was however many months ago, I mentioned that I had over 24 cutscenes to script, create, and program into the game to make the story better. And I'm happy to say that after a tedious series of trial and error, it has been accomplished. Cutscenes are activated or deactivated based on triggers in the game called story flags, and they act like Boolean values that help me figure out what events have taken place in the story so far. So while creating all the cutscenes was definitely an undertaking, creating the story flags and setting the criteria for each cutscene based on the story flags were pretty much just as difficult, because I ended up having to play through the game over and over again to make sure that the story flowed with them in place. In addition to making sure that cutscenes were working, I also wanted to have certain cutscenes take place at certain times of the day. This was because there are going to be moments in the story where I want it to take place in the day, or I want it to take place at night, and even moments where I want the day and night cycle to pause in order to make the story feel more cohesive. That meant that I also needed to adjust the code for cutscenes to manipulate the day and night cycle process based on which cutscene called for it. And it worked! I think the implementation of cutscenes and the updates that I've added to them have all contributed to making the story of my game feel that much more alive than previous versions. And because of that, I was finally able to move on to other features in my game. In case I'd never mentioned it before, interactable objects are game objects that the user can specifically interact with while playing the game. You've already seen examples of interactable objects like the NPCs, the books, and the doors. But there are plenty of other interactable objects that I haven't gotten around to updating for versions 1.03. So we're going to be going over them one by one. Number 1. Items. Items will be scattered throughout the game in the form of treasure chests, and opening them will reveal an item that you will then place in your inventory. In previous versions of the game, I believe you were only given one item per chest, and at the time, I thought that was good enough. In this version, you'll have chests that not only give you more than one of a specific item, but you'll get multiple types of items too. I wanted to make this change to utilize all the chest sprites that I have available in the game, with each one giving a varying level of rarity or abundance in it. And secondly, it was to promote more exploration in the game, because you never know what type of items you'll get that'll help you on your journey. Number 2. Medical Center. The Medical Center has a feature similar to the Well object, where you're able to utilize the services a limited amount of times per day. While in the past, you were able to use the Medical Center however many times you pleased, I think this will make the game more challenging by forcing players to come up with other strategies to heal themselves or to enter battle without being fully healed. Number 3. Shops. The shops in previous versions of my game have always felt more like a formality to me, and so I never really gave it much thought outside of having a list of items with arbitrary prices for the player to buy. But for this update, I decided to implement some new features to make it just a bit more interesting. For starters, in addition to buying things from the shop, you can also sell things too. So whatever rare items you find in the game that you feel like you don't really need to use can be sold in order to help you buy things you feel like you actually need, like medical supplies. But the way buying and selling is done in the game has also changed. Each item has a default item price listed in the database. In essence, this is what the price of an item would be under normal economic circumstances. However, each shop will have their own purchase and sell rate tacked on every item, essentially allowing the shops to buy and sell items at different prices dynamically. Right now, the story in the game revolves around the town having an economic crisis, so by being able to alter the prices of the items by increasing/decreasing the purchase and sell rates, it helps me make the player feel like they're having noticeable impacts on the world around them. And of course, there are other types of interactable objects in the game that I haven't touched on that I've included as well, but these have remained relatively the same from previous versions. And that's all I got for you today. If any of the topics I talked about interested you in any way, I left some links in the description that helped me get started on some of these features. I'm sorry for the lack of content these past few months. As I mentioned in a previous update video, things will start to feel a little delayed in my upload schedule, but I promise I'm still working on all the projects that I can in the background. Special shout out to everyone who's been showing love to the YouTube Shorts in the meantime. I really do appreciate the engagement and genuine love from each and every one of you guys. There are more devlogs and videos on the way over here at EO Comics, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Peace.